What's up everybody, it's Kelsee Briana J here with a video using the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Honey palette. I created the look that I have on right now using this palette and only the eyeshadows in this palette. But before we jump into that tutorial, let me give you guys a quick review on my thoughts on the palette and just overall whether it's a buy or a buy. So let's start off with a little bit of background information about the palette. So here's the packaging, very cutesy. It has like a slice of bread on it and the name of the palette is Peanut Butter and Honey. Also on the box it reads Creamy and Decadent Eyeshadow Palette. 3 steps, 3 looks, 3 minutes. So it says Peanut Butter and Honey is a limited edition palette featuring 9 delicious matte shimmer and creamy shades of warm neutrals, amber pearls, and honey velvets. Infused with antioxidant rich cocoa powder and a sweet peanut butter and honey scent, this collection will have you buzzing with happiness. Includes our signature glamour guide and 3 looks to get you started. Don't worry sweetie, this product does not contain any actual peanuts, so that's good for anybody who has peanut allergies. Here's the actual palette. Too Faced pretty much has done this packaging for a lot of their popular palettes. It's a metal packaging and it is magnetized. So then when we open up the palette, we are then presented with this pamphlet, which they say that this is what's going to give us our look inspiration. So let's see, I didn't even look at this. Let me see if I did anything that they said. I pretty much did this look without looking at the pamphlet. I knew that that would be a key look just because the yellow is like one of the pops of colors in the palette. There is a mirror here, pretty small mirror. It does on the inside say Too Faced Peanut Butter and Honey, and then it has like a brown trimming. Here are the actual products. So there are 6 smaller eyeshadows and 3 larger eyeshadows. The 3 larger eyeshadows have 2 grams of product or 0.07 ounces of product, and the 6 smaller ones have 0.9 grams of product, 0.03 ounces of product. So the smaller ones are pretty little. They're just meant to be used as like pops of color. I feel like you're able to create variations of kind of like the same neutral look, but depending on if you want it to be more yellow, do you want it to be more melony, but really overall it's just a brown eyeshadow palette, but then these 2 colors are thrown in there. So you're not going to be able to do a whole lot of different looks with this palette. Like it says on the box, probably 3 looks at best is what you're going to be able to create with this palette. I feel like they have 2 colors missing. They do not have a shimmery highlight color and they do not have a color to deepen up anything. There's a mix of like matte and shimmer. This one is shimmery, this one is shimmery, and definitely this one. But these are matte, this is matte, and then that one is kind of a hybrid. You can grab this palette from 2 places. You can either get it from Ulta or you can get it directly from Too Faced website. It retails for $36. It does lightly smell like peanut butter and honey. I think that that's a really cute factor to the palette. However, I don't know that my eyes really like it that much because they won't stop watering. Not too crazy, but definitely I can tell. However, I'm not really in love with this palette simply because I feel like the eyeshadows are very, very powdery. I had to go over a lot of the eyeshadows several times, and I did my normal routine where I prep my eyes using my paint pot, so there's a base there, so it's not like I'm just going straight on skin. A lot of these have a lot of kickback, so I'm dipping my brush in, and every time I dip my brush into one of them, it like really disintegrates. Definitely can see where I would run out of these eyeshadows rather quickly, especially if this is one of your everyday palettes, because a lot of it's just going to go into the air and it's going to be wasted. When I was blending out the eyeshadows, I lost a lot of the color, so I had to go over it a few different times. When I was packing on that yellow, it was really hard to build the opacity of it. I eventually got up and I got another product to assist with making it as yellow as it is by itself. It cannot work alone without it looking very powdery, very thin in texture. Like if you wanted to get a child a gift for something, then this will be a palette that you could get for them. Texture of the eyeshadows is just too thin, it's too powdery, and I had to do too much work to get the look that I have now. The look that I have, I really like it. I really love yellow and brown creases. Like I think it's a gorgeous look. However, I definitely can achieve it with other products that I have without doing so much more work. So the closest thing that I thought of when I initially saw the palette is this new Viseart palette. This one is the Warm Mattes Viseart palette, which you guys know Viseart makes my absolute favorite matte eyeshadows like of all time. Granted, The Viseart palette is $80, so definitely you're gonna have a jump in price, but you're also going to have a jump in quality. So overall, I'm gonna go ahead and say skip. However, I am still going to give you guys swatches as well as a tutorial. So if you're still interested in it, definitely check it out. Make your own minds up. I'm just here as a reference. This is just my opinion. I am one person. I do have a lot of experience in makeup, but I always tell people that take people's opinions with a grain of salt, because your makeup preference could be different than mine. You may get the palette and love it, but if you watch me and you know like what I expect as far as the quality of makeup, this one does not meet my expectations. So enjoy, and I will talk to you guys very soon. The first thing that I'm going to do is prime my eyes using my paint pot. I'm going to use Painterly. Now, dipping into the peanut butter and honey palette, I'm going to take the color Queen Bee with a MAC 224 brush. I am going to apply this all over the paint pot to set it. Next, sticking with the same brush, the MAC 224, I'm going to dip into the color Honey Brittle. And I'm going to fluff this on as my first transition color. It's very light, but I'm going to continue building it up. So I'm going to switch to a MAC 217 and go in with peanut butter. I'm going to go right in the crease and a little bit on top of Honey Brittle to try to intensify that. And that worked to some degree. A little bit more defined than the other eye. Next, I'm going to go into the color Feeling Nutty. Same brush. This one seems like it's more pigmented than the others. And I'm going to apply this directly in the crease and over. This one definitely is more pigmented than the other two colors. So once we have this applied on the lid, like so, blend it out. I'm going to dip into the next color. I'm going to take the color Honey Buns, which is this fun yellow color. It's almost like a mustard. And I have a MAC 242 brush. And this is a flat synthetic brush to pack on the color. So I've been packing this on for maybe 5 minutes now, and it's not really giving me the pigmentation that I need. So what I'm going to do is place down this. This is a Chromaline eyeliner or base from MAC. This one is in the color Primary Yellow, just to have like some sort of base on my lid for that yellow to stick to, not over the crease. Now I'm gonna go back with my MAC 242. Make sure it's fully smoothed. I'm gonna dip back into Honey Buns and press it on top of the yellow. So for eyeliner, I'm going to take a brown eyeliner. This is Dip Down from MAC. I'm going to apply some of that dip down on my waterline. I think I finally got my eyes under control, so now I'm going to do my lips. I'm taking Strip Down Lip Liner from MAC, Gnocchi Lipstick from Bite Beauty, and they gave this as a bonus for buying the palette whenever I bought it from Ulta. This is a honey infused lip gloss, and does it say a name? Mine doesn't have a name on the bottom. This is the color, very light. It does smell like honey. Okay, so this is the final look. Alrighty, love, so I was able to salvage the look. Overall, I'm going to say bye to this palette. I don't really like it. I really think that it took too much work in order to get a decent look. Yes, it's workable. However, there are other colors, other eyeshadows, other formulas on the market that will allow you to achieve this look with much less effort. Let me know if you're going to be picking up this palette, if you already have this palette. And I will talk to you guys in my very next video. Smooches. Bye.